Good morning, everybody. So today I want to show you what I came up with as this relationship-oriented singles chart. Okay, and why it's so hard to find people to date after 50? Because the relationship-oriented people are getting married in their 20s, early 30s at the latest, and they stay married, barring any kind of major upset in the relationship. They will stay married. And these kind of relationship-oriented people will overlook things because they value relationship, and they're not so picky on, I can't date her because her hips are too wide. That leads me to a little example of this guy. In this example is not relationship oriented. I just want to give you an example. I follow this matchmaker on Twitter, and she matches like high net worth kind of people, and she had a 60-year-old client, a man, that she was going to match up with a 40-year-old woman who's apparently fit and beautiful and successful. And the man said, no, I can't date her. Her hips are too wide. Now, this man had never been married. I would consider this man not relationship oriented, because every little thing, I knew someone like that. Her calves are too thick. Her arms aren't skinny enough. Relationship oriented people will overlook things. They will overlook the fact that someone could be messy or different things. They might have an annoying chewing habit or whatever. They will overlook things. And these people like being in a relationship, and they thrive because they love people. They love the interaction. So here I made my chart, and I start with the age of 18. Here are the ages, and here's the percent of the population that is single and relationship oriented. At 18, all 18-year-olds that are relationship oriented are single. But as they in their 20s, it declines significantly. I put by 25 that half of them are still single, and this is just me making up my own numbers based on what I think is going on in the world. And then by the age of 30, I put 30% are still single. By the age of 35, it's like 15%, and by 40, it's hardly any. A relationship-oriented person is not going to be single by 40. It's pretty rare. And in my case, I got married when I was 27. My ex-husband was 32. But we got together we met when I was 19 and he was 24. And yeah, so most people that are wanting to get married, they'll do so in their 20s or early 30s at the latest. And not only that, but we're exposed to more single people when we're younger. Like when I was a student at ASU Tempe, I was surrounded by 40,000 singles. And when I was at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, I was surrounded by thousands of single people. And that's where I met my ex-husband. Many people meet in law school, medical school, grad school, college, high school. And then even if you have a job, if you're around your same age people, when you're young, most of your same age people are also single. So you have more opportunities to meet people who are also single and relationship oriented. And then later on, the relationship oriented people that you meet will already be married. These relationship-oriented men have a lot of empathy. They're manly, they're successful, they like women, they're respectful, they're fun. They're like great prizes to have. They're a wonderful addition to our lives. And the same way with women, they're warm, they're caring, they're playful, they like men, they're accountable and responsible. And these women also, because they want to be married or they want to have children, they will get married, and they will even overlook things. Like I overlooked some things in my ex-husband that I didn't like, because he was someone that I could see myself building a life with, and I wanted to be with him rather than be alone and not have a family life. I was willing to put up with some things that were not to my liking, that ultimately were the reason I divorced him, honestly, because we don't always have like the perfect person show up. So, but I loved him enough and respected him enough and wanted a relationship and a family life enough that I was willing to overlook these certain things. Unlike the guy who wasn't over, the hips were too wide on this woman. So that's an example I'm giving you of people who value relationship are willing to overlook imperfections. Like this guy, he's a little too short, or he doesn't make enough money, or he's not good in bed, or we don't have the same religious belief, or whatever the case may be. So if you don't find anyone to date in your 40s, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you waited too long. That's what I was trying to get at. There's a demographic part to it, and the relationship-oriented people have removed themselves from the dating market pretty early on. That's what you have to understand. Now, people do get divorced and end up back out in the dating market, but the really good quality men, they stay married. Their wives do not leave them. Their wives do not leave them. It's pretty rare to find these guys out in the market. That's what I think. But I want to know what you think about my little chart and the prevalence of relationship-oriented single people by age. Do you think I got this right? Did I get this wrong? What am I missing? And thanks for watching my video.